What's up, everyone? It's Thursday, May 14th, and we're live at 5. I'm Paul Wontorek.
I'm Beth Stevens.
Got my lines, Beth, and we're joined, as always, I know that one, by Caitlin.
Hello.
How we doing? Everyone's fine. Thursday, we have an exciting, fantastic, well-loved Broadway star waiting to come in. Who's here today, Beth?
Oh, we have the wonderful Claybourne Elder from Broadway's company with us.
Yes. We're excited to hear all about what he's been up to. And, I feel like we mourn the company revival a lot because we really wanted to see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was really excited to see all my favorite actors play these roles, but we'll see it eventually. We'll find out everything that's going on. But first, let's do today's news.
Unfortunately, we are going to have to let it go.
Oh, yeah. We're letting go the Broadway production of Frozen. So Disney Theatrical announced today that Frozen will not be coming back whenever this crisis is over. And of course, we don't have a date for that quite yet. The production will say that its final performance was March 11th, which was the day before the Broadway shutdown. And so Sierra Renee and Mackenzie Kurtz, who we just had here on Live at 5, are not coming back. At the time of its closing, it played 26 previews and 825 performances, which is quite a feat. It was a big hit. And there are still productions around the world, and this allows them to repurpose some of the scenery and costumes from the Broadway production for those productions in other countries and the North American tour, which is delayed but not canceled in any way. And it's a bummer. This hit me hard today. Did you feel that way, Paul?
Yeah, it's a big established Broadway hit, so it's surprising to hear. It's definitely crushing.
It's a big
and
bummer.
Also, it had recently gone through a cast change, so I feel bad for Mackenzie and Sierra and Ryan McCartan, who had all just joined the cast. But we'll see them. We'll see them at other shows. I'm not worried about them.
We'll see their shows, and we'll see Frozen on the road eventually.
Yeah.
And yes, this crisis has given us some happy news as well with this.
Sure. So that's Brian Stokes Mitchell. He, of course, is president of the Actors Fund. And, there've been a lot of fundraisers, a lot of charity work happening. A lot of Broadway actors are putting their time into these events. And you've heard the Actors Fund mentioned a lot. And the Broadway Cares COVID-19 Emergency Assistance Fund, which I believe goes to the Actors Fund, is matched. Anyway, the big news is that they've raised $10.5 million for COVID-19. So cheers to all of you that have been supporting all these online productions and shenanigans and giving money. And, it's very much what our community does. We come together in times of need and to the tune of $10.5 million. So that's just some fantastic news.
And it's not over. Just to keep that in mind, you can still donate.
Totally.
Yes, you can definitely still donate. And again, in unsurprising news, we will not be able to see these stars at the Hollywood Bowl this summer.
Right, that's a picture of Tony winner Cynthia Erivo. She was scheduled to have a concert this summer at the Hollywood Bowl, as was Alanis Morissette. Alanis Morissette's concert has just been postponed. It's not been canceled. There was also supposed to be an event with School of Rock, which is also canceled. So Hollywood Bowl, this is its first time canceling a summer season in 98 years. So this is just unprecedented, but we all have to do what we have to do. And that's what's going on in LA right now.
Yep. And in our final news today, this West End transfer is going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Caitlin, you're doing a good job of keeping up the energy.
She's going through it.
Sounds so sad. Anyway, we're going to be fine, everyone. But The Doctor, which is a big hit at the Almeida Theater, was planning a West End transfer, and now it will be postponed to 2021, which is sort of the path that a lot of productions are taking. Of course, Olivier winner Juliet Stevenson, that's who we see right there. She will reprise her role as Ruth Wolfe for the West End run. Exact dates have not been announced, but that is one of the shows that we can look forward to next year. Right, Caitlin, it's gonna be fine next year. It's gonna be fine. We also want to give a little shout out to the cast of Significant Other, because they are doing their live stream tonight at Broadway'sBestShows.com. So check that out. That should be a lot of
Can't
fun as well. Last week, I watched a certain woman named Patti LuPone do one of those, and today's guest knows that lady well. Caitlin, why don't you tell everyone about today's guest?
Gladly. Yes, guys, we got Claybourne Elder here with us today for another fun episode of Live at 5 Home Edition, live on both Facebook and YouTube. Claybourne should be on stage in a few hours. He's in the genderbent revival of Company. He plays Andy, the flight attendant. But guys, he also is starring this brand new political thriller called Net User. So we're going to talk all about that. He's been very busy. You guys know him. He's been on Broadway and Sunny in the Park with George, Bonnie and Clyde. He was a part of Torch Song. He's got a lot going on. You guys can follow him on social at Claybourne Elder. Leave all of your questions in the comments below, and please welcome Claybourne and Paul.
Hi, Claybourne Elder.
Hi, you guys.
Good to see you, as
nice
always.
To see you too. It feels so normal.
Just normal, next to normal. We're next to normal. That's what we all are. We're all next to normal. The mustache is looking really good.
Thank you. It's a very quarantine-y mustache.
Is that inspired? Yeah, because I'm looking at actually. This is a photo. Some photos got some photos got released of Company.
Wow.
That's you and the fantastic Katrina Lenk, who's been here. You do not have a mustache as Andy.
I don't.
This is your. This is
a side project that I've just been working on since the quarantine.
Cool. Did you really come up with? Did you do a lot of thought into the shape of it? I mean, it could go more handlebar. Was there a handlebar stage? Or?
No, this just happened. I didn't for the first 2 weeks of quarantine. I didn't shave, and then when I was trimming it off to just make myself look like a human again, I was like, I'll just leave a mustache. And now because I wear, you wear a mask anywhere you go, no one can tell that I have a mustache anyway. So why is it? I don't even know why I have it.
Just like nobody can tell if you're smiling. It's weird, right?
Yeah,
it's strange. What does your husband and son, here they are. This is an adorable photo. I love this photo. This is really super cute. Who's in this photo with you? This is pre-mustache. Am I right?
That is pre-mustache. That's my husband, Eric, and my son, Bo. Our son, Bo. We, at our house, that's actually a boat that our neighbors brought over because my son loves to play in it, and it's just a broken boat. And so they brought it over.
Adorable.
To play with.
Adorable. You need water. You need water to really use a boat, but that's
and
super
for
cute.
It not to be a boat full of holes, but we're playing.
So how's Bo doing?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Froze up. Hi.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? No? You can't hear me? Caitlin, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, you're back.
You can hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. I thought maybe Caitlin had to be there for you to hear me. How's Bo? How's he doing? I mean, he's seeing dads a lot right now.
He is. We're actually having a great time. I mean, for him, he'll never forget. Well, I mean, he probably won't remember because he's 2. But it's his favorite thing because we're just around all the time playing games and doing projects and building things. And it's fun. It's fun to be a full-time parent, especially when I came out of being so busy. It is one small gift of this is that it's been really lovely to spend time with him.
What kind of things are you building?
Well, we bought a house upstate in November, and it was a big fixer-upper, and I'm very handy. My dad was a contractor, and so I reinstalled new ceilings and have tiled the bathrooms and put in new floors and doing a lot of those sorts of projects.
Wow. Do you refinish wood floors? Because I might need your services.
That's actually yeah.
Okay, cool. I might be reaching out. It's good to learn those skills, right?
Yeah, it is. It's fun. I've had so many people reaching out on Instagram asking me how to do things. So I've been giving a lot of video tutorials to people on how to fix stuff. So if you need help, let me know.
I love it. You're just one of those guys. You seem like you come from nature, right? And you fit in. You fit in this environment.
Yeah, I'm definitely a country boy. That is for sure.
Yeah. But in Company, you're playing Andy, who I used to know as April. Andy, of course, sings Barcelona. That's sort of one of my favorite Sondheim duet moments. Great scene. Andy is, what is Andy? Is he simple? Is he what? How do you describe? There's not. I mean, he's very good to look at, and you don't wear much in the show. So I hope you're doing your ab work in the middle.
Oh no, I'm on break. Everything's on quarantine right now.
Okay. But Andy's a little, I don't know, what is he? Is he's just a little simple about him in a lovely way.
Good in a lovely way. I love when people try to come up with this like question. It's like, what's it like playing such a dumb guy? It takes someone very smart to play dumb. No,
sure. Oh, absolutely.
No, he's a little simple. It's funny, when I was auditioning for it, Andy/April has that long bit of text about a butterfly, essentially, that's very strange and nonsensical, and basically like allows you to do with it whatever you want to. Right. So I spent a lot of time just figuring out really specific, strange things about it, and I auditioned for. I did my first read through of it, and Marianne Elliott, our director, was like, "I don't know what you're thinking." I think that was the best compliment I could have.
Right, nailed it.
And that's pretty much what I do in the show every night when it's on.
Yeah. That company has grown really close, haven't you all? I mean, we've been hearing a lot about this. We've had a bunch of your co-stars on the show.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it's a good group of people, isn't it? It's kind of the Broadway A-team.
It's such a lovely group of people. I actually just left a Zoom call with them to come and talk to you guys. We meet every Thursday on Zoom, play games, exchange recipes, drink, rehearse. Sometimes we've run the show a couple of times, just which is funny. But it's a really wonderful group of people, and it's, luckily we had a couple of months to get to know each other. We'd only had a week of previews, so we had just gotten a taste of the rest of the audience. But it's really fun that we kind of hadn't gotten to that point where we let in the audience and that whole experience of the other, member of the cast, which is the audience. It was just still our thing. So it'll be fun to come back and like start that next step of that.
Yeah, totally. I want to talk about Net User. This is sort of a fun family pet project, isn't it? Your husband, Eric Rosen, directed it, correct?
And wrote it,
and wrote it and directed it, and you're in it, and I want to play the trailer. Can we play the trailer?
Yeah, play the trailer.
Okay, cool. So get ready, everyone. I'm gonna pop you out for a second. We're gonna watch this trailer of Net User.
Did you sleep okay?
Oh, what a crazy nightmare.
Peter, you have a kid. You can't just go around inciting.
It's not incitement, it's what I actually think. I had a dream, and I'm the crazy one, but I am here to warn you.
Have you lost your mind?
Hello? Where are you guys?
Fuck.
Why did you do it?
Fuck!
Open up the news now.
Okay, I just have to show Caitlin's face. I can watch everyone's faces, and she was just like she was like gripped. She was so gripped.
Dramatic. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a very dark political thriller.
Love it.
Yeah. So let's talk about what is it? It looks fantastic. First of all, beautiful job, Eric. Talk about sort of where it came from and what it's about, and it looks like a lot of fun.
Well, so Eric.
Wait, by the way, that's Tony Winter, Dennis O'Hare, and Johanna Day. I mean, it's a great cast.
It's a wonderful cast.
Claybourne Elder.
Wonderful cast. So Eric started a theater company in Chicago.
Yeah.
Called About Face Theater Company, which is a gay and lesbian theater company, a queer theater company, and he had been on the forefront of kind of the queer theater movement for a long time. When he left he was the artistic director of Kansas City Rep, and then he left that job about 2 years ago to pursue film and TV. And so
you guys met. You guys met at Kansas City Rep.
We did. We met.
You met. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And so he wrote this film, and it got picked up by a production company, and had a nice, was produced well and beautifully, which is really fun. It's a short film, and it had been, they were going out to a whole bunch of festivals this year, which have all been canceled. And because it's a film about, it's a film kind of very loosely inspired by the Buttigieg campaign. He felt it was really important to release it now, so he released it now. But it's been very exciting. Like the attention to it has been really exciting for something that we just released online, and lots of people have been tweeting about it and talking about it, and we've been getting lots of emails from people.
And people can watch it. They just go to the URL and sign in, and they can watch it. Yeah.
It'll be. I think they're leaving it open to view for free for the next I think for another week and a half or something.
Awesome, cool. And so, did you like being in it and working with your husband, and then also being on camera? And do you like doing?
And that's our son. That's our son in it as well. So we were that's our apartment. We were shooting some of the scenes. We're in our apartment with our son and me. Right. Eric was directing.
There they are. They're behind you. Hi.
Can you say hi?
Hi. How you doing?
Riding a buggy.
Well, they were riding in the buggy.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks for saying hi.
Hi.
So it was fun. It was actually, we actually love working together and love collaborating. So it was fun. And I was getting to watch him do something he loves and believes in was really fun. So
yeah, awesome.
Hard.
So does Bo have an IMDb page now?
No, and he never will. We're gonna, as soon as he's old enough to figure it out, we're gonna tell him that we're scientists that work at night. Our house is gonna be like the town in Footloose. There'll be no music and no dancing. He's allowed to be anything that is like an engineer. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, what do you? I first met you when you did Bonnie and Clyde. That was you were fantastic in that show.
Oh,
and
thanks.
it was such a great cast. It's such a great cast of people. Are you guys do you sort of still keep in touch with that group?
We do, especially kind of the four of us, the Barrow Gang. We still text and keep in touch and stuff. It was fun. Though that show ran for such a very short time, we all spent so much time together developing it.
Right.
The four of us spent 3, Thanksgivings together, and we got to really know each other well. So that's really lovely.
What's the journey been like for you from that time to the guy you are today? I mean, you've it's been, how many years ago was that? I don't even know what year Bonnie and Clyde was. I forget. It's all blur to me, Clay. Anyway, whatever year that was.
It was like 7 years ago. That was my Broadway debut.
Yeah, and now you're such a part of the industry, and now you've done so much and you've seen so much, and at that time you were, I don't know if you were like a little shot out of the cannon. I don't know. I mean, did it feel that way? Or?
Well, I did. Except that at that time, like right after Bonnie and Clyde closed, I got married, and then we started working towards having our son, and that was hard. And then I took off, I took off a good chunk of time before he was born and then after our son was born. Yeah. And, I'm a big believer of chasing your life and, having a life. And so there, it's been start and stop. It's not always been, I'm not one of those people that walked onto the scene and starred in every Broadway show I ever auditioned for. But I'm not going anywhere, and I keep getting jobs.
Yeah, people really like you, and you're a nice guy, and you're definitely a big part of the community. Yeah. And you took time to make a family and have a personal life, and that's amazing at your age. A lot of people kind of forget to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then later, it's easy to sort of just get in the cycle of it. Although now everyone's maybe everyone's going to make families now and settle down, and it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the world changes a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a great thing that you got that house. right? That like
We
right
feel
before
very
all
lucky
of
we
this.
bought it when we did. Yeah, we bought it last fall, and I was at the gym when I got the news that we were shutting down the show for a little while. And I called Eric. We got in the car that like an hour and a half later, and we haven't been back.
Yeah.
So it's weird because not only did I walk out of that, like I left the theater the night before thinking I was going to come back. All my stuff is still in there. I don't even know what's in my dressing room.
Right. Right.
And drove up here, and we've been out of the city since. So
my favorite thing about that is that you were at the gym. Of course you were at the gym. Where else would you be other than on that stage playing Andy in company?
when you have to be in your underwear in front of 2,000 people a night, that is the best motivation for a diet in the world. That should be a diet where like they force you to just stand in your underwear in front of people. It's the easiest way to lose weight. That's really easy motivation.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of energy already into like how are we going to get people back to Broadway. Lin-Manuel Miranda's, getting involved, and Andy in his underwear might be another reason to get people back to Broadway.
Maybe so. And actually, I'm working. Michael Arden and his husband Andy Mientis were my roommates years ago, and so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we lived together in the same building as Julia Murney. And we called it the flop house because through the years that we were living there, all of us were in kind of
amazing.
One might call a flop.
The flop house.
Cool. We called it the flop house. But we used to just like walk in our pajamas back and forth to each other's apartments. But Michael and Andy have a house upstate as well, and they have started this piece of theater that we're putting on over.
Are you involved in? It's called Alone Together.
Alone Together, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about. I actually reached out to him about that. What is that? It's. What can you tell me about it?
Really exciting. So they have mapped out a driving path and a walking path that you can do by yourself, away from people. And there's an interdisciplinary group of performers. There are dancers, there are singers, there are actors, there are filmmakers. And they're so you'll drive from place to place and like you'll see a film projected on an old barn, or you'll see like two ballet dancers in the middle of the field perform a dance, or you'll see like a scene played out on a broken off tree by the side of the road. So we've been rehearsing on Zoom, and it's a really, really remarkable cast of people, really lovely, creative, warm, generous people. And we just all wanted to get together. Michael came up with this idea and gathered us to continue to make something. We are creative types. We need to make. And so we've been developing it and working on it, and the cast is going to sequester themselves, like all quarantined together after we've all met with doctors. And because health is like the main concern of the thing. And then we will all be together rehearsing for a couple of weeks, and then we'll put it on over what would have been Tony's weekend. There'll just be 3 performances.
That's pretty soon.
You can drive in and see it. Yeah, it's very exciting. They're doing a Kickstarter right now to raise money for it.
Okay, cool.
Still, so there's information on my Instagram, on Michael's Instagram, Andy's too,
Cool.
where to support it.
Great. I will be there. I will drive to see whatever that is.
Yes, they do. You're close. You should. It's going to be very cool. They are such fantastic creative minds, and I just love seeing what comes out of his head is amazing.
Amazing. Okay, let me pop Caitlin back in and see what the fans are asking. You literally popped in. I like that.
I always hunched over to read all the questions, and I'm like, oh, it was like a gremlin. Okay, so the first question comes from Laura on YouTube. She wants to know, what is it like getting to be a part of such a big Sondheim show?
I got my first job ever was in Roadshow, which was kind of last new musical so far at the Public Theater. And I was just like a kid off the street who went to the open audition and ended up getting cast. And that was such a bizarre, crazy thing. to go from being truly nobody without no agent, no anything, to being in a room with Stephen Sondheim every day.
Right.
And so in a way, it's totally insane to be doing, I did Sunny in the Park with George on Broadway as well. And now to be working on this, it does not feel normal. It does still, it feels like my dream come true every single day I walk in there. Every time he's there, it's like, what's happening? It's amazing. It is truly living, my dream. If you could have asked 10-year-old Clay what he wanted to do, he would have said, I want to be in Sondheim musicals. So it's amazing to me.
I love it.
I love that. All right. So Rebecca on Facebook wants to know if you could give us a little info about that audition process for this new revival of Company.
So Marianne Elliott, who directed the show, one thing I find to be true about her, which I really respect, is she assembles a really incredible group of people. Not only incredible talent, but a group of collaborative, open individuals that will jump into any situation and be like, sure, let's try this.
Right.
And everyone auditioned. I mean, maybe Patty didn't audition. But when do you audition? Patty the phone number. But I think everybody else, I'm fairly certain, had a pretty rigorous audition process, especially for the three boyfriends. The last day of the audition was they had narrowed it down to 12 guys for the 3 roles, and we had like a 6 or 7 hour callback.
What, oh my God, you all face off with each other? What happened?
We had like a dancing portion for like a couple of hours, and then they paired us in every possible group of 3 to hear our voices together, and then they had us read all the scenes again. And I've never been through such a rigorous process, but it was really amazing in that all of these 12 guys who were all of about the same castability were never in the same show with each other, because we usually are like beating each other out for roles.
Right.
All day together in this room. It was very chorus line, like.
Yeah, I know. I want to see it. I want to see a chorus line like this. I want it to be a chorus line musical. I'm into it. All the guys trying to play Bobby's boyfriends. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very cool. But
and then at the end, did they do that thing where they read off a bunch of people and then they said, "You're all out." Sorry.
No.
They didn't do that.
I wish it had been that quick. They took their time to decide. We got offers much later.
Right. Amazing.
Love it. All right. So Caroline on YouTube wants to know if you have any recommendations for underground musicals to listen to during this.
Underground?
I absolutely do. Which is that, speaking of my husband wrote a musical called Venice that was at the Public Theater with Jen Damiano and Leslie Odom Jr. And me.
Yeah.
And he wrote and directed it. And there's a cast album, and I would say check out that cast album. I find it to be a good underground cast album not everybody has heard that you should listen to. And my husband.
I love that. I love that. A solid recommendation that also helps with your home life.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes. All right. Going off of that, Jesse wants to know, obviously, stay-at-home dad. So your hands are kind of full. But have you picked up any new hobbies or anything during this?
You know what? I've been baking. I've started accepting challenges on Instagram from people to bake things, to bake extremely complicated things, because I am a baker. Today I made a lemon meringue pie from scratch.
Wow.
And yeah, that one's not particular. That one's complicated, but not that challenging. But so I've been baking. I've been baking up a storm and bringing baked goods to neighbors.
So what's been the most, which one would wow people the most? Like, which one were you really impressed with yourself?
I made this bread called povetiza, which is an Eastern European cinnamon bread where you have to roll the dough out to the size of a table. And then you fill it with stuff and you roll it into this very complicated pattern. And it's very impressive.
I saw a photo of this, right? Didn't I?
Yes, yeah. I posted something.
I was very impressed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was very impressive. Congrats.
Thanks. And then I've been writing I've been writing songs based on Walt Whitman poems.
Oh, wow.
My writing partner, Rodney Bush. And so right now we have like 3 songs that we've recorded these demos of, because we play folk music together. I play the fiddle and he plays the guitar, and we've been jamming, playing folk music together, and so we've been writing these songs. So that's the other thing I've been doing.
That's very Claybourne Elder, by the way. They
Right.
do Walt Whitman music.
Poetry.
I'm into it.
I love that. All right, I think we can end with this one last question. And Jewel wants to know, what was your first Broadway obsession growing up?
Oh.
My first Broadway obsession ever was Bernadette Peters. The video, the Into the Woods PBS broadcast. My mom like recorded it on VHS for us, but she missed like the first 10 minutes of the broadcast. Okay. So I grew up watching that video. I knew it backwards and forwards, but I didn't know that I had missed 10 minutes of the show.
So wait, where did it start?
Performance. I was like, what? There's more? It was like
wait. So what scene did it start with? Do you remember?
It started like at the end of the opening number, but I didn't know that the opening number was like huge and long. So when I learned that there was a whole opening number, my whole brain exploded.
And it like blew your mind that it started with the words "Once Upon a Time." You were like, "Oh my god, that's so genius!" Like no idea.
Yeah.
Let's bring everyone in.
VHS.
Hey Beth, what do you think Clay? What do you think Clay should bake? Do you have any ideas or challenges?
I think he should bake whatever Patti LuPone tells him to bake. No. And I want to know how to get onto a company Zoom call.
That's very private. That's a
I actually just gave Patty a baking challenge this week. She asked.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
It is pork buns, like steamed buns with braised pork in the middle. And I wrote out a company Broadway themed recipe where I have all these inside jokes in it and sent it to her. She's gonna make it.
She's gonna take the challenge.
She took the challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When all this is over, we want a company cookbook, please.
That's a good idea.
Its own cookbook. It could be its own thing.
Yeah.
Company.
I'm a little obsessed with this cast. I can't wait to see you all back on stage together.
Thank you.
Someday.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. So what's the website for NetUser?
It's netuserfilm.com.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we can go check that out. We can follow you on social media and see all your shenanigans. We can drive around upstate and find you with Michael Arden's band of players, quarantined players.
Playing the fiddle.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I'm into it. Thank you so much, Clay.
Of course, Paul.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another fun episode of Live at 5 Home Edition. You guys can follow us where we get your podcast by searching for hashtag Live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you guys stay inside, stay 6 feet away from each other, wear your masks, and we'll see you next time.